Let's talk about the madness is over. NCAA tournament is over. We have a new NCAA national champion, Florida Gators, over the Houston Cougars in this one as well. I thought the games were very, very close. There's no other way to say that Houston and Duke choked it away at the end in both games. I think you could definitely argue, especially in this final game, that they had the advantage most of the game. Not a lot of scoring as well, but at the end, they just didn't make the plays needed to go ahead and get it done. So let's see. Walter Clayton, I've been calling him Reggie Miller Jr. This was probably the worst game I've seen him all tournament. They were absolutely keying up on him. Percentage was way down, 11 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. So he did contribute in other ways, which I always think is fascinating when a scorer. When they're putting 3 guys that were running behind his screens and all that other stuff, are you doing other things to help the team when your offense isn't? It's like, because they were clearly their defensive strategy in Houston's very, very good defensively. Take him out of the game defensively. That's definitely what they were doing here as well. So definitely that's one thing they were doing. But it was interesting to see this. Will Richard, I think, was definitely stole the show in the game Monday night. Richard, I thought, was really good. So they were definitely trying to take Clayton away, and Richard stepped up, the senior from Florida. Don't know if he's an NBA player, but definitely he was good when he needed to be good. Not a lot of offense, so 65 points, not a lot. It is college, not pro, but defensively, they did everything they were supposed to do. Alex Condon. Florida, I think, has a deep rotation where they play a lot of players. And this one, they pretty much went with 5 all night long. I think this was the most minutes I've seen Condon play in a game so far throughout the tournament. 12.7 rebounds. Definitely mattered. Definitely they needed his physicality. LJ Cryer, I think, has been great all tournament. I think he was good in this one. I think the bad part is he was being covered on that final shot there, and then he couldn't get the shot off at the end. So I think that was an issue. They tried to get it to Milos Jean. I feel sorry for the guy because he definitely just didn't come through at the end. Ball dropped in front of him, bounced, didn't come up with the play, didn't execute. Florida was able to knock it the other way and end the game at the last second. So they weren't able to get their final shot off as well. He was good most of the tournament. So was Jordan Roberts, 8 points, 8 rebounds. So I do think the SEC was by far best conference in college basketball. So it's not just football. They had 13 teams in the tournament. They had 2 teams in the Final Four. In the Final 8, I think they had 4. I think 4 or 5. Tennessee was in, I think, who else was in the Final 8? But this was clearly the Gator season here. They were the best team. They had depth. They had size. They had shooting. They had ball handling. And they had an energetic young coach. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes going forward. College basketball now, there's no moving forward. Every year, churn. So the portal is already going on and everything. So congratulations, though, to you Gator fans out there. The Florida Gators have won the national championship in college basketball. So shout out to you Gator fans out there in the NCAA tournament as well. Final 4 games were also really good. Duke just losing a heartbreaker to Houston as well. Florida actually winning over Auburn, very close. Didn't surprise me as well. So there you go. This was insane in the NBA. And we're going to talk NBA because we got NBA playoffs here coming up. But Mike Malone, who was the coach of the Denver Nuggets for like last 10 years, his team right now, and I'm going to pull up the standings in the NBA right now. They were 4th the other day. They were, what are they now? It changed a lot. They're fifth in the West right now. They're 47-32. They won a championship last 2 years. They fired him. Week before the playoffs. That's just nonsense. I'm in shock that a lot of these national commentators are trying to make sense out of nonsense. There's no reason this guy should be fired. None at all. He's probably, you could argue he's one of the best coaches in the league, so he'll definitely get a job. He'll absolutely have a job next season, no question about it. The GM shouldn't have been fired either. This is a good team. You don't even know, and all the criticism, well, they didn't play well down the stretch. So what? The teams are supposed to win every game? That's crazy. They could have won it this year. I think they're one of the best teams in the league still this year. So, but we're going to see how they react to the coach. The only sense I make, unless Nikola Jokic and him are really just, fighting or something every day, which I haven't heard. I haven't heard him say that, but this makes no sense. I mean, you don't want to win making a move. I mean, we have seen some ridiculous stuff in the NBA. Taylor Jenkins fired by Grizzlies. I thought they're going to the playoffs. With the Grizzlies 7th, same record. There's 14. They're in the West, 47-32. The Clippers, Nuggets, Warriors, Grizzlies. Lakers are 1 game ahead, 48-31. Timberwolves 1 game behind, 40. They're all in that same area. So you have no clue that's just, you're seeing this more in sports and in business. You're panicking. You're doing things because you see something in the short term. You got to think long term. Mike Malone has earned his play. I mean, that shouldn't even be a discussion that he shouldn't be gone. So I don't understand this, what you're doing. Certainly the timing of it is even crazier right before the playoffs. I don't know what you're gaining, if anything, with that. So I don't understand why you just didn't just play this out. Certainly that's what I would have done. Just played it out. Just see if he makes the playoffs. I think they still going to win the title this year, and they still might because they're in the playoffs. So I don't. That's just you're not thinking clearly. That's just you're not thinking clearly about that. All right, so let's go to more NBA. Here, NBA playoffs are coming. So, who are the best teams in the NBA? So, like I said, it is a lot of cluster especially in the West. I think in the East, it's pretty clear who is what. But in the West, I think it's a lot of teams close. So, we did this right around the playoffs, right around the All-Star game. So, right now, who are the 5 best teams right now in the NBA? Number 5, my Los Angeles Lakers. So this podcast was almost called Ravenly Lake because I have been a lifelong Los Angeles Lakers fan. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was my favorite player. Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, Cooper, Kobe Bryant, etc. You know all the names. This team, I think you have to put them in the top 5 because of Luka Doncic and LeBron James. And that's all there is to it. I think it's a cluster in the West, but I think like you picking guys who are good enough to get your team in the finals, and when you get there, can you close the deal? Can you get everything squared away when you actually win in the West? So absolutely, I like the Lakers. It's very close. Houston could be there. I don't have Houston. I don't think Houston's better. I don't think Houston would beat the Lakers in the playoffs. I don't think the Clippers would beat the Lakers in the playoffs. I don't think the T-Wolves would beat the Lakers in the playoffs. They're close, but I don't think they're there. But I think the Lakers, it was tough, but I'm taking them 5. Definitely got to go with Luka Doncic. Got to go with the fact that LeBron's on their team. Even Bronny's actually looking like a player. Not a great player yet. Dalton Connect, the young guys. Austin Reeves is back, etc. Lakers. I think they might win 50 games. I think number 5. Denver is 4. We're going to find out how much they like their coach or didn't like him. Definitely. You're definitely going to find out how much they like Mike Malone. This is going to affect them positively or negatively. Unfortunately, if they like Mike Malone, this could be bad because I think that could be a thing with Mike Malone being gone. They're going to miss their coach. They're going to want their coach there. That could be a problem for them as well. So we will see what happens. But I definitely think, look, they got Nikola Jokic, who I think I think a lot of us would agree is if he's not the best player in the league, he's one of the 2 best players in the league. And I think it has been more of him this year than it has been the whole team. I don't think there's anything wrong with that for one season. If everybody's so convinced, okay, well, that he can't, well, I'm not so sure. He's taking matters in his own hands. Definitely they can get out of the West. But I have him at 4. Teams that won championship in recent years, I definitely like them. The Nuggets, I have them at 4. Number 3, Boston Celtics. Boston, I think, is the old standby. I have them at 3. Tempting to put them at 2, considering the way they look lately. I think lately they've really played better, I think, down the stretch. I think, like, Jason Tatum has really played well. They are really clicking all cylinders on the bench. Strickland, a lot of their guys are really playing well. So I think they're rounding into form. But I think it'd be very interesting to see how they do down the stretch. Flipping the switch, I almost don't want to use that term, but you could almost say that's the case with the Celtics, that they're peaking at the right time, even though their regular season record wasn't as good. But definitely they're one of the 5 best teams can win the whole time. It wouldn't shock me at all the Celtics could win. The top 2, got to have Cleveland there. Cleveland is really, really good. I think they're kind of being slept on only because they haven't really done it yet at the highest level yet. They haven't really won a title without LeBron James. Donovan Mitchell, I think, is fantastic. Darius Garland, I think, is fantastic. They have good size. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, etc. Matt Strauss, I think, has been good. There's definitely stuff there to make you think, but can you go and win a 7-game series against Boston, a team that's done it before? It's pretty clear in the East. I would be very, very surprised that if it wasn't Boston and Cleveland in the East. Very, very surprising if that wasn't the case. So we'll see about that. But definitely these are the 2 best teams, I think, in the Eastern Conference, for sure, Boston and Cleveland. But number 1, they're getting more respect. I used to say that they were the most disrespected. I still think that is kind of true, but they're getting more respect. I think not to level of, look, they've won 65 games. Like, I don't know what more you want. They win the last 3 games. They're going against the Suns, Jazz, and Pelicans. This team might win 68 games. I don't know what you want. I mean, they have the best defense, I think, in the entire NBA. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is deserving of the MVP. To you Jokic people, look, I got no problem giving the award to the best player on the best team. I think he's been phenomenal all season. So I definitely think the Thunder are the best team in the league. I think they cut down the nets this year, too. I think they show it in the playoffs as well. As much as I like to see the Lakers do it, I definitely – Oklahoma City is really, really good. So there you go. The Oklahoma City Thunder. It's hot in Oklahoma, man. I got to tell you. If you ever been to Oklahoma, it's 100 degrees every day in the summer. So, yeah, you got to watch basketball in the summer. There you go, brother. I agree. All right. So, Playing Hurt. We're going to walk through it today.